my channel. I know it's been ages. I'm sorry. Honestly, I just haven't had the energy or anything like that to do YouTube, to film, to edit. So I haven't wanted to do it if I haven't been in the groove, because obviously it shows through videos. Anyway, I am back. I'm here. I'm hoping to start uploading on a bit of a schedule, at least once a week. I know I say that every time, but I really am hoping to try and up my ante on my YouTube game, because this is obviously a little bit of an outlet for me. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a great Christmas. I must admit, I keep getting this question all the time, and it is how we got rid of Ashton's dummies. Now, I have two dummies here. One has been cut down and one hasn't, so I will explain that all shortly. Ever since I've said that we have gotten rid of Ashton's dummy, everyone messages me. I think I've had about 8 people message me all up over the last couple of weeks and just say, look, how did you do it? Give me some tips. So I just wanted to film a quick video to try and help someone else, because this is what I did. I YouTubed videos to see how I could get rid of it, how to help, blah blah blah. So yeah, I am in Ashton's room because the office in which I normally video is absolutely filled with Christmas presents. I'm sure everyone's in the same boat as me, so this is why we're filming in here. The room is an absolute mess, but whatever. It is what it is, isn't it? So before I get started, I just want to let you all know that this is just our personal preference. We wanted Ashton, pretty much when he started walking, we wanted the dummy gone. That didn't quite go to plan. He started walking at 15 months, but then we did not take his dummy away until about 18 months. He is 20 months old now. We've been dummy free for like 2 months, so it's been great. I just want to let you all know that it is complete personal choice. I don't care what anyone else does. This is just our personal preference. Don't feel like that, oh, I have to get rid of the dummy. It is completely up to you guys. I have girlfriends, their kids still have it, whom are older than Ashton, but honestly, this is just more of a how we got through getting rid of the dummy. So don't think that you have to get rid of it. This is not a video like that at all. It is just what we done to help the process, because I've had quite a few comments. So, and I did do a poll on my Instagram and asked you guys if you did want me to film a video on how he got rid of his dummy, and everyone of course said yes. So here we are. Ashton pretty much only 90% of the time had his dummy to sleep. So at his lunchtime day sleep he would have it, and then when he would go down of a night time he would have it. Towards the end, we did start giving it to him when we were changing his bum, because, I mean, it was like, yeah, wrestling a crocodile and you can't keep him tame. So we gave him his dummy to be able to change his bum without getting poo everywhere. We also started getting to a point where Ashton was asking for his dummy, and I always said to Brendan, I was like, once he starts asking for his dummy, that's it, like it's going. I don't want him to be, you know, in the shops or at home asking for his dummy. That, again, that was just my personal preference. So what I did, Brendan was actually out at work one day, and so I was like, stuff it, I'm gonna snip the top of his dummy. Now, I have seen this around a few times, and I'm not quite sure if you can see, the dummy is quite yucky now because it's obviously just been sitting there. I have snipped the top of his dummy. Now, I didn't snip it this much to start with. I only snipped it probably half that. I just snipped the teat of it off, and I gave it to Ashton. And when I first gave it to him, he like put it in his mouth and pulled it back out and was like, yuck, what is this? And he was like, yuck, yuck. And I'm like, yes, it's working. So I done that for maybe a week, I believe. If not, it was a few days. It was closer to a week. And then once he like was okay sucking that, I cut a little bit more off. And now that's when it made a bit of a impact on him. He did cry a little bit when I gave it to him. He threw it away, which is what you want. Like, that's a great outcome. Again, I done that for another few days to a week, and he got used to it again. He was happy having it. I'd always have this one on standby. I never cut this one because I was like, if this goes south, I need a backup plan. I really didn't want to give him, but I was like, Brendan's at work. If it really goes south and I can't get him to go to sleep or anything, I've got a backup. But he went really good with it. He was fine. He did get used to sucking it broken. One night I just went completely cold turkey. So by this stage it was closer to the 2-week mark that he had his dummy and it was cut. So I just one night was like, stuff it, it's going. And so I went and put them up in the top cupboard. I got rid of them and I put Ashton to bed and I just said, look, we don't need a dummy anymore. You're such a big boy. It's in the bin now. And he was like, oh, bin. And I said, yep, it's in the bin. And now look, don't get me wrong. He did cry. He cried for a couple of minutes. But it was not a horrible cry. Like, you know how you can tell the difference in cries with your kids? Well, I knew that this cry was more of a whinge type cry. He called it his nana. And so he was calling out and he was nana, nana. He was really wanting his nana. And I would come back in every couple of minutes and I would just calm him down again and just say, you don't need your nana, you're such a big boy now, like it's in the bin. He pretty much that night, after the first time settling him, he was fine after that. And then the next night he done the same on and off, but I explained to him he's a big boy. I gave him his Raffies, and so he was really good after that. It took 2 nights and he was fine. The thing that made us want to get rid of it in the first place was we were on a car trip and I gave Ashton his dummy in the car, and every time he would drop it he would absolutely scream and want it back, and I was like, nah, it's going, like that's it. I'm so sick of having to give him his dummy back and him being that reliant on it. So there were quite a few factors that contributed to us wanting to get rid of his dummy. Again, he was asking for it, he would drop it in the car and it would be frustrating when you cannot pull over and get it again. It has made our life so much easier. I wish I'd done it a lot earlier, especially if I knew that he was going to be so good with getting rid of it. But it's just when we go on car trips or when we go away, I don't have to worry about if I've packed him his dummy, because if, oh my God help us if we didn't pack his dummy back when he did have it. But he can now be around kids. Like, he has friends that have dummies. He goes to daycare and the kids have dummies going to sleep, and he is not worried. He's not phased. I think it made it a little bit easier, the fact that he only had it to sleep. So we done that ages ago, like months and months ago, before he was even 1. We only allowed him to have it when he was asleep. So I think that made it a lot easier. If anyone has any other questions in regards to getting rid of dummies or anything like that, again, don't feel guilty if your kid still has one. It is complete personal preference. The whole reason we actually introduced a dummy in the first place when Ashton was a newborn was, if you've been following me, because you know that he had cow's milk protein allergy. It helped him a lot in that when he was an undiagnosed period. Don't feel guilty if your kid still has one. Who cares? Do you? It's perfectly fine. But for us, yes, I have kept these dummies as a keepsake, because these were pretty much the only 2 dummies that he used, and so I want to be able to put them in his little keepsake box and keep them. Don't know why, it's just a personal thing that I want to do. Yes, I'm crazy. I hope that this helps someone. I know it helped me when I watched these videos on YouTube, but honestly, if you're thinking about doing it, I reckon give the cutting the teat down a go and see how that goes, and then get rid of it cold turkey. I mean, you've got nothing to lose. You can always try and give it a crack, and I mean, I say go for it if you've been thinking about it for a while. This is your sign just to go in and do it if you've been thinking about it. So, but honestly, message me on Raising Our Cherubs or comment below Please share this video if you think any of your friends will relate. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I promise I'll be back on this channel at least once a week moving forward. Let me know if there's any videos that you want to watch, want me to film. I'm happy to film anything. I know that my wedding details video is highly requested, so I'm going to get on to doing that next, and that will be up next week. I'll keep you all posted, but in the meantime, please give it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video.